Well, this is exciting. A special live Audiophile Roundtable. Big news today. The Beatles 14 LP mono box set is back, baby. And Mazzy, the flippers will not be happy. What do you think?
I have no sympathy. Okay. And I'll do a little rant as we talk, but let's talk about the news first. Now, this past Sunday, I watched Miles Show on your wonderful live stream, live from Abbey Road.
Yep.
Okay. And why don't you explain? He hinted about this. A lot of people didn't pick it up.
No one picked up on it. Miles hinted. He says Apple or Abbey, I guess Apple Records and Abbey Road are not happy at all with the absorbent prices on Discogs for certain Beatles titles. They do not like to see this happen. This is from Miles. I'm paraphrasing. I don't know exactly what he said. We'd have to go back to the video. He says they don't like that. They want to make sure that everyone has a copy of these records at a reasonable price. So today it comes out, the 14 LP mono box that I bought in 2014 behind me for what was it, $250?
In America, it's around $375. Yep. So today it's $545. So in 11 years, that's not bad. Right. Now, people kept dividing it up. Oh, there's 11 records divided. Forget that book is about a $75 retail.
So I'm going to do something right out of the gate here. You're going to rant, but I've learned my lesson. I think this is a big lesson for everyone, that there's really probably no such thing as FOMO in the record industry, because going back to what we said on these roundtables for so long, Mazzy, the record industry is in it for one reason and one reason only. That's to make money.
Yeah, that's their business.
So now, why would they limit it? Why would they limit it? They know the market's there.
Well, they didn't. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. I feel like Joe Biden there. This is the deal. Here's the deal. Someone will say, well, if they don't like flippers, why did they wait 11 years to do it? Well, first of all, in 2014, the big vinyl resurgence hadn't kicked in yet. I was a vinyl buyer way before that, so I was buying vinyl, but a lot of people missed it. And remember, when that was first issued, it was heavily discounted after the first few months.
They were worried that it wasn't going to sell back in 2014. They had a lot of inventory. They're like, oh man, we're holding this inventory. We know record companies labels don't want to hold inventory. They want it out the door.
And there were individual copies at the same time. They didn't wait, individuals or the box. And we never knew then. To this day, we still don't know the quantity. We don't know the quantity today.
Now, I've asked again for both the 2014 and current, and no one will tell me.
They're not going to tell you. They're not going to. And the thing is, this is pressed at optimal again. We don't know if they cut new.
So let me announce that right now.
Okay.
This is a full on using the optimal plates from the 2014. That's what's happened here. So it's the 2014 plates from the box set behind me and the one that you have there. They just use the metal. Now.
Here's flip back covers again, we think?
I guess they would. I think it'd be pretty much the same. But here's the only thing I could argue about the values of the current 2014 box sets that you see in Discogs. One can say, Mazzy, that, oh, well, the 2014, the metal was fresher, so maybe it's worth more and sounds a little bit better because it's new metal compared to using used older metal that's been around for the past, what's that now, 11 years.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
That would be the only justification for a little bit of a premium of because it's what, $545 US for the new repress.
Yes.
So maybe it's worth $600 because it's fresher metal. I don't see it being the 2014 box from here on in isn't going to be worth more than what you're seeing on the website, which is $545.
Right. And one thing, I'm sorry, I have no sympathy. I got one comment. I did this video. See, like you, I like the news flashes. And I got that email. Now, for those of you who are asking, the email that went out to people who subscribe to Beatles.com in the US and the UK, I'm not sure about other countries, okay, that there's a 24-hour pre-order sort of exclusive thing. So I've been obviously a subscriber to Beatles.com forever. And so I was able to go, and if I want to pre-order it, I'm not saying I did, I haven't, so I don't know if it, but I can pre-order it. But there's a countdown clock, which means Friday morning around the same time, maybe 9 a.m., I don't know, Pacific, it'll be available for everyone to order. Now, I have seen that some people circumvent it and have been able with the link to buy it. So if you don't have the link, go to the Beatles site and search Beatles mono and see if it pops up. You may be able to order it. I don't know if you.
There's the site right now. This is the Beatles store, the USA Beatles store. It's showing $545. Says it's going to ship by July the 18th.
Right. So, but you have to be a subscriber. Now, again, I've heard people that searched it and found it and ordered it. So I don't know that. But otherwise, tomorrow morning, it'll be available for everyone to order. Limit. Now, this is, remember,
limit to 4
per customer.
Right.
4 per customer. But one person, I'm sorry, one person on my video. So I ran downstairs and it took me 5 times to record a video without totally screwing up.
You were so excited this morning. That's probably what it was. Yeah.
Because it's breaking news when you do these videos. We all know people like to do it. But after that, one of the comments said some guy was really upset because his is not a collector's item anymore. As far as I'm concerned, if you bought it for a friggin' collector item and not for the music, I have no sympathy for you.
That's where I want to get at too. So I've got to come clean too on this one. So I'm going to do this right now, because I've had this 2014 box forever, and I thought, oh, it's going to be worth a lot of money. It's $1,500 in Discogs, Mazzy. I never opened up this book. Oh, that's something I need to basically. I can't justify that. I actually need to open up this book today, because
this
really
is a beautiful book.
I need to open it. I'm opening this up. ASMR. Look at this. I'm going to open this up for the first time in 11 years, because now it's available. Why am I doing this to myself? So I've opened up
$8,500 in Canada or something.
Look at this beautiful book. I just opened it up for the first time. Never ever, because I thought, oh, it's going to be worth so much more money if it isn't open. Come on.
Now, someone did ask me, because if you look at one of the pictures at the site, you'll see one album, and people were questioning this, but this is the way it was last time too. Magic Mystery Tour has the capital label because this was not originally an LP in the UK, only an American comp. Obviously, there was the EP. That's why this won.
So you're holding up Magical Mystery Tour with capital labels. EMI UK released the Magical Mystery Tour as a double EP set, Mazzy, in 1967. They didn't go with Capitol's version until the 1970s.
Yeah, and and of course they wouldn't even bother doing the Horzoo because that's stereo. That would be something nice next.
And now we learned from Miles Scholl that he's looking at doing the Horzoo Magical Mystery Tour at some point.
That's his wish list.
Yeah.
Now, what's great about I prefer the Beatles white and stereo, and it never came out in mono in the US. This was a UK only. But what's great about it, they replicated the original release, which was a top loader with black inner sleeves. So this is exactly what it looked like in the UK, how the first pressings were top loaders. So, in fact, I got a mono top loader last August when I went to the UK.
This book is awesome. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. They show pictures of the original master UK mono tapes. This is the Revolver. I mean, come on. This is awesome. Yeah. This is the thing. Why did I not open this up when I first got it? Because I was worried that it would decrease the value. Well, here we go. We learned from Miles Scholl that Apple does not want the flippers to be doing this and increasing prices. This is one of the big reasons why we're getting the mono box again.
And if people complain that 11 albums and a book for $545 is expensive, you can buy 11 albums, double 45 of Bill Evans for $900 from Acoustic Sounds right now. So there you go. Now they are double 45 records. That's 22 LPs really, but
So we don't know how many are going to be pressed. I did ask Abbey Road. They didn't tell me.
And here's another thing. Okay. I already been reading a few things. Well, I'm going to think about it. Will it be on Amazon? Will it be in search? Don't do the same friggin' thing you did last time. If you wait, now last time you had 3 or 4 years to buy it before it went out of print.
Took a while.
3 or 4 years. And it was on sale for under $200 US at one point in America. So if you want it, get it sooner than later. I'm not saying you have to dive in today or tomorrow, but if it's something you really want, you've been waiting for it. Look, it's been on the resale market from $1,200 to $2,000 recently. Now, all those flippers are going to be not smiling, but so be it.
I'm not worried about that. I mean,
just buy it if you can. I know I'm not saying, okay, by the time it's shipping, it's 600 plus. Apparently there, if you sign up to Beatles.com now, or one of the sites is it's shipped through Universal. There is a sort of a 10% discount thing. I don't know what the code is. Yeah, buy now, cry. Yeah, exactly. This is my buy now, cry. Now the problem is how many times have we heard, oh, I was going to buy the Doors box. And now we know the Doors, they repressed it. Now, if this sells out, they may repress it again, but it could take another 10 or 11 years, right? Right,
There's
Steve?
there's a welcome code. I think it could be welcome 10 code on the website apparently, but I just got an email or a text from someone that tried that. It didn't work. So
Says it's not working. But
welcome. Welcome 10 code doesn't work. There may be a glitch, he just said.
But I did get a pop-up when I just went to the site. It said register and you get a 10% thing.
Okay.
So I don't know if I would get one because I'm already a Beatles.com subscriber.
So Mazzy, I've got Discogs up right now. So if you see here, and this is in Canadian prices. So I it looks like the last box sold was May 17th of this year. We'll go to that right now. And this is Canadian. Oh, I can't do it.
Wait, that May would be, oh, that's like a week ago.
Yeah. So
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. So that's,
how much?
I don't know. I didn't log in and I don't have my, I'm not on the right computer for my login.
It
but
does go for like 1,000 to 2,000.
Well, look at here though. I mean, you look here, right? And you're looking at, this is Canadian prices of 1,850 Canadian, 1,350 Canadian, £1,000, 1,150 pounds, 1,400 pounds, $1,700. Those are going down.
Yeah, buy it because it's great music. I mean, I definitely am a stereo guy more than a mono guy, but I tell you, there's certain things in here that sound friggin' amazing. And if this is like one of the best catalogs ever
Amazing.
in pop music, right? In rock and pop music. I don't like, now, those of you that say Mazzy doesn't like boxes, I would be upset if this box had one record in it. That's when I don't like it. But when you got, what is it, 14 records in one box, that works. It's the idea of putting one album in a box. That's silly.
So welcome 10 work for Simon.
Okay. Okay.
So I think this is interesting though too. So there's definitely a trend now. Rhino Hi-Fi is doing it. They come out with their numbered, and not long after, or 3-4 months after, depending on how well it's selling, they come out with unnumbered. They want people to have these records as well. They don't want to see the flippers taking advantage of the FOMO.
Right.
And Rhino's done it. I mean, Chad's done it, of course, with some of his stuff, right? Bringing back Bill Evans.
Well, the Bill Evans box has been repressed 3 times now, and it's still available.
So Kevin said,
writes, okay, you can read that.
May 17th, 2025, the box went for 1,000, or average 1,448, median 1,359. This is US money, I would assume. Low was $900, but who knows if that was the entire box. Might have been missing the book or a couple of the records, who knows. And the median was $2,295. So we now know it's $595 US. This is coming way down, numbered, baby. And they're not numbered.
Never been numbered. No. They're not numbered. But you buy it because you like the music. Hey, oh, it's a wrong T-shirt.
Yeah,
it's the music, stupid.
So let's learn something today. Miles Scholl was on my show, Mazzy. What's a really hard record to buy because it's very expensive on Discogs currently?
Or Zoo.
Or the anthology LPs.
Well, we think still the anthologies, the video, and probably obviously corresponding records are going to be released this year because we're in new technology. Since the anthologies, 30 years ago was the anthology documentary, 10
1994, hours. Amazing.
There's new footage they found since. There's new technology. They can clean up footage we know from Get Back. So the word on the street, the guy selling the street sheet down at Pioneer Square told me off the record, you know that guy, did you ever watch Naked Gun TV
Yeah, of
show?
course. Yeah.
Remember the shoe shine guy that would give Officer Drebin the tips? He told me that the anthology is coming out later this year. So Tom, Rashawn, this has nothing to do with that. They didn't even announce this until today, until those of us who subscribe to the Beatles.com out of the blue got an email. And I, like many other people, thought this was a fake.
Oh, really? No, I didn't think it was fake. So I was just speaking to Miles this week. So I knew it was going on.
I thought it might be fake. And I looked and I saw then it was a Beatles.com site. It wasn't one of those phony URLs. I looked at it. It was UMG who's going to ship it. and then someone said it's available in the UK. That would have been a big fishing expedition if it had been fake, because nothing was announced, nothing was stripped except your thing on Miles.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Fremer didn't post this until today. No one else did.
Well, I posted it. You had a video. I posted it on the Facebook pages as soon as I got it as well. So a lot of people picked that up
today.
And ordered
we
it
all
as
got
well.
it because of the email. Yeah. Yep. But nobody got any kind of press release prior to this. I didn't get anything from Lennon or the Lennon. I get press releases from some of these companies that do promotions, and this was totally out of the blue. And it was kind of nice, I guess. They sent it on. It's like, if you're a fan of the band, you get like a day, or I hate to say American Express or card or whatever. You get a day to buy tickets before everyone else. That's essentially, in theory.
Yeah.
This is the fans get a preview, and that's what it should be. I mean, but apparently you can go sign up at Beatles.com. Then I think you'll get the email blast if you can't find it. Someone did say, go to the Universal or go to the Beatles sites, whether it's in UK or America, and search Beatles mono and see if it pops up there.
I guess one could argue, I was saying, like, of course, be patient. Don't worry about FOMO. But you'd have to be 11 years patient in order to get this. And I understand that. But it looks like going forward, if we see this vinyl resurgence the way we have, Mazzy, and what's been happening, all, us YouTubers that talk about records all the time, there's a huge demand for this stuff. It doesn't surprise me at all that this has come out at all.
Yeah, it is available for pre-order today if you are a subscriber to Beatles.com. Otherwise, tomorrow. Only at the Beatles site. As far as we know, this won't be on Amazon. This won't be at brick and mortars, unless I assume they don't sell it and there's a lot of remaining copies. Then I'm sure they'll send it out. But if you can order it right now, but if you're not a Beatles.com subscriber, go, and it's free. Go log in, and maybe they'll send you automatically a thing. Yeah, last time it did include a T-shirt and stuff. No, it's no T-shirt. Yeah, this stuff should stay in print. But, there's a lot of people still to this day that don't dig mono, and I totally get it. I'm still more of a stereo guy. But it's great because these are the original these are the original mixes. None of this remix crap that's been coming out the last few years.
And if you guys watch me at the top, I opened this book for the first time, and this is quite the book, Mazzy.
That is quite the book.
This is quite the book. What an idiot I am for all these years.
You can't buy that book.
This is unbelievable.
In stores individually.
Come on.
That would be a $75 book today in a store. That's hard.
You get to see the pictures of the master tapes of every album. Wow.
Yeah, granted, the black stereo book is a more extensive book for obvious reasons. Now, remember, those of you who don't really follow the Beatles catalog, and I know there are some that don't, if you buy this, you'll get everything. But you have to go buy then Abbey Road in stereo, Let It Be in stereo, and Yellow Submarine in stereo. You're not going to get everything, but you do get, where is it here? The triple mono master. I feel this is QVC or QFC. What's QVC?
Yeah. So if you call the number on the bottom, 1-800, buy the Beatles.
Today, you get this trifold.
And get free shipping.
Trifold here. No, you don't get free shipping on this there. So
Mikhail, 1 second, Mazzy. Mikhail, no one will tell us. Like, I've been asking for years on the first 2014 box, and I asked again on the current one. No one will say. I guarantee you will never know. One can guess based on price, based on maybe demand. I could throw it. It doesn't matter. I could throw out 20,000, but I could be completely off my rocker.
And think about it. They also did all individual copies last time, and people have asked me that. We don't know if they're going to do individual this time. I kind of doubt it. I don't think they're going to bother doing individual mono releases again. So
they are all optimal, pressed at optimal, using the original optimal metal. So I was just saying to Mazzy, if you guys are joining late, the only reason why the 2014 box you could justify a premium to sell them on Discogs would be maybe because, the metal is fresher, so it's going to sound a little bit better than the 2000 or the 2025 new box. That's the only argument, but I guess time will tell. I mean, it's supply demand. So definitely the prices of those 2014 boxes are going to be going down if they haven't already. No one's going to be buying them.
You don't need to be a subscriber, Gansey, but apparently some people can't find it. It's not right there in the store unless you search for it. Horzu would be great. We'd love that.
Yes, optimal original metal, 100% confirmed.
Yeah.
I just one thing about what I do on my show, and I know Mazzy knows this, I don't make shit up. So I'm not going to say something unless I get it from the source. No, you don't, but you know what I mean. And I know you can back me on that. So yes, what I'm saying here, I get from the horse's mouth. I was told it's optimal, original metal confirmed. They're not going to pull the tapes out and remaster all 14. They're not doing that, guys. So yeah, so using the metal, that's why they went to optimal. If you remember, all the remixes aren't at optimal, they're at GZ.
Right. There's a question, what pressings do I recommend for stereo record? I think the easiest way to get the stereo set is get the blue box that came out from 1979 to around 83.
So that's the AAA Sean McGee cut.
No, not from the 79 to 83.
Oh, 79. Sorry, I'm thinking of the ones from I think 2000, mid 2000s. Probably Sean McGee did a AAA cut of the blue and reds.
Oh, of the blue and reds, but we're talking about the entire catalog.
Oh, okay.
I think, yeah, the Beatles blue, and those are only about, those go from like $400 to $700 for those. And the thing is, those weren't pressed as box sets. Those blue boxes, the first 1,000 were numbered in America. But what they would do is they made these boxes and literally they pulled off the shelf to fill the box.
That's right.
So you could have a pressing that was pressed 2 weeks ago and one that was pressed a year ago if it was on the shelf at wherever they house these records in the UK. But those are like the best bang for your buck if you want UK stereo albums, I think.
So let me answer it again. Can I do this again, Mazzy? 67 Pepper, yes.
Pay attention.
The same metal. This is my same metal used for the 2014, right there. The metal from Optimal is used. It's pressed at Optimal. They don't usually press at Optimal any longer. The Beatles remixes are all done at GZ. So they're pressed at Optimal because that's where the metal is located. And original metal. It has not been remastered. It's not digital files. It's the same exact metal that was pressed. Mazzy has the box. I have the box behind me.
And Rick's, all those blue boxes aren't the same masters. Some are tube cuts. Some are the other thing that's not tube. What is it? Solid state cuts.
Yeah.
Some are Harry T. Moss. So it depends. You could get a mix of different pressings in the box. So again, they weren't pressed like this. This was repressed. This was pressed and repressed now to make one specific entity, one box. The blue boxes were just whatever they had on the shelf. And those were great pressings. Again, they weren't originals. Now, getting original, if I have original UK monos and other UK monos, and it's great, but most of the time they're not quiet because people like played the hell out of those. So this is still the best bang for your buck. And it feels like we're hawking our these things.
Well, we're not getting paid anything.
No, we're not. We're not even getting copies of it.
No, they don't need to.
The Stone set was a digital recording.
DSD, actually.
And they did a good job with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think going forward, this is a lesson today. We see it now more than ever. There's no such thing as limited, Mazzy.
There's no such thing as limited. I stress this a lot, and I don't make this shit up. And I know I get pushback from a small group of people when I joke about is the music stupid, but it really is. Buy these things because of the music. Don't friggin' buy records because of investments. Because, you're not going to make that much. You might make $200 here and there once in a while.
So I like to say this. I've been in the investment industry for 30 plus years. You can make way more money investing just into the S&P 500 for the next 30 years than you ever will trying to flip a dumb record.
Right.
Play
if
the
you're
bloody
selling
thing.
records and you have a store or an online store.
Well, obviously, come on.
That's a different thing.
You're just doing it randomly. Oh, I'm going to just flip this and make, the amount of labor going into that to do all that doesn't make sense from a return on your investment. It really doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We don't know. We haven't heard anything if they're ever going to do a stereo. I would like to have them to do a stereo.
I think, I mean, we can never speculate, but I think this is a really good litmus test today, Mazzy, because if we for years on my show, and we've been talking, oh, they'll never do another mono set, there's no metal, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, these are the rumors we heard. Well, guess what? They threw it out there unexpectedly today.
That's kind of
drop the
exciting.
bomb.
You know what? It is kind of exciting. They didn't hype this. I mean, I kind of like, I'm critical. I love the Beatles. I'm critical. I'm not a big fan of the remixes. I like the extra unreleased stuff. I've been critical that the remixes don't have different covers, or you can't initially tell. If you look at the remix record, whatever, this one hasn't been remixed, but whatever it is, you don't know it's a remix unless you look at the date.
I know, I don't
and if
like
you
that.
don't have a hype sticker there, in 2 years, no one's going to know this is a remix unless you listen to it.
So one day you'll buy brand new Beatles records if you're a young Beatles fan now, and it's like, oh, I got the remix. You don't see the actual original, original ones that were recorded. You don't see it anymore.
Revolver On. You can't buy an original mix right now. This is the first you're going to be able to do it with these. So it would be great for them to do an all analog original mixes of the stereo, a box. I agree with that. We don't have any insight.
This will be something that will be chatter in the forums. John Moore, what kind of wear is on those metal parts now? Has anyone been able to estimate how many 2014 copies were made, boxing individuals? I mean, there's no estimates. No one will give us anything in terms of numbers. They're not going to, so don't expect it. It's not going to happen. I've asked a lot over the years, and I've gotten nowhere with it. I've asked many people. No one knows. I've asked lots, Mazzy, from the industry.
Yeah,
I'm tenacious. You know that, so I try to find the answer.
I'm not as you know, I'm not a conspiracy person like half of America is right now, but I don't feel like why didn't the Beatles press these over the last 11 years? Remember the first 3 or 4 years, they didn't sell out.
Again, so, I can confirm that they were worried in 2014. They're sitting on inventory for many years. They were like, how are we getting this out the door? Because a record company can't sit in inventory. That's a lot of. They needed cash flow.
Costco sold them discounted.
I bought them at Costco in Kelowna in 2014.
They had these, so they finally did them. But look since that time, remember Jeffrey Jones left Legacy, Sony, and became the head of Apple. He literally last year retired. Now, I don't know who replaced him, if they have yet, but he worked at Legacy with Steve Berkowitz. Steve Berkowitz was the guy who curated this or helped Apple put this together. Because remember, the stereo box came out. The American ones were pressed at Rainbow, and a lot of people were upset because of the condition. The European optimal ones were better, but they're still digital. I don't think they sound that bad either. But there were pressing errors. And they were I remember going to a listening party at a high-end stereo store in San Francisco when the stereo box came out. And I talked to the guy who was working with Capitol and at that party. And I said, when we know the Beatles, when is the mono coming? And he says, we just got test pressings. It's going to probably be next Christmas, whenever that was. As it turned out, they stopped that. And that's when Berkowitz came over. I mean, I think Fremer had a say in it or talked to them and mentioned something. And that's when they scrapped the mono box and decided to do it all analog with the guidance of Steve Berkowitz, who had been working on the Bob Dylan mono box, the Miles Davis catalog, and all those issues. And he's the one that came on on a freelance basis to work with Apple and Universal to work in the UK to get this going all analog. So we got to thank Michael Fremer and Steve Berkowitz for that partially, and because they screwed up the stereo box. So everyone would love a stereo box.
I agree.
Oh, come on. Okay.
What's
Jazz Bum Chris? Are you a communist? I have 2010 red and blue anthologies. That's all I need. That's like saying, oh, do you only have a Kind of Blue by Miles Davis? Is that the only Miles Davis album you have? Jazz Bum? Beatle Bum Mazzy disagrees with you.
You should do a Beatles Bum stream. That would be fun.
No, there's plenty of Beatles. Mr. Mayo, Beatley Tone. All those guys already did videos today. Their announcement of it. I think this is going to be like breaking news also on the Concert Buddy stream. Is it tonight? that. Get rid of that John Denver clickbait thing.
I'm doing a show with Michael Fremer next week about vinyl clickbait.
Well, talk to him about this, because
we're going to have a big conversation about this.
I give him partial credit too. He was there, I think, when they cut some of it, as I recall. When they cut some of this.
Yeah, we'll have a conversation about that as well.
So,
another discount code here. They're saying Beatles SMS. Is that true, or is that?
I don't know. Let It Be Naked repress. McCartney, some people don't even like that remix. That's why Let It Be Naked. I think they're on to something else then, personally, because they did the Get Back thing. I don't think and I don't know. None of us know. I don't think Let It Be Naked is in the cards to be repressed. I think
so. Let's talk about that. So where are we at right now with the remixes? Revolver was the last one they left us at, right? Oh, that's actually not true. The red and blue were remixed. So now we're waiting for, I guess, Rubber Soul.
If they go in order backwards. I'm one that, in 1999 was Yellow Submarine song track.
I remember that.
I am one that loves those remixes better than all the Giles Martin remixes, personally. Yeah. It's a taste thing. I love that. Are they loud? Maybe, yeah, but they sound really good. And one of the big surprises on that album was the long version of It's All Too Much and the way that sounds on the song track. I wish everything sounded like that.
I think it is big news. Part of our title today was the flippers, right, Mazzy? And I think this is a big thing. FOMO got a lot of people. Now here, you paid $1,500 for this box. Well, it's now $545. Yep. There's $1,000 hit.
Think about this. It's not just
$1,000.
How many times have people paid? Now, there are people, rightly so, that like original pressings, and that's fine. They pay a lot of money, or they pay a lot of money. Even some reissues are worth some bucks. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, of course, right after they buy it, it comes out repressed or something, and the price flattens out. We did get another question. Where can you order this? Beatles.com, but you have to be a subscriber to Beatles.com, I think, unless you search Beatles Mono. Only at the Beatles site. Tomorrow, Friday morning, it'll be available on the site for everyone to order. Now, you might be able to circumvent it now by searching Beatles Mono. And apparently at certain places, maybe in the thread here and on the Hoffman forums, people have posted links that they seem to be able to buy it in the UK and here.
Here, I'll post this link again. This is from the email I got, Mazzy.
Okay.
There you go. So guys, see if that works. That's the link that should show you. Just try it, Mazzy, yourself. See if it's working.
Let me look. Okay. Yeah, but see, I probably have the I'm in the what do you call it?
I think it just goes right to the US story. I don't think you need to worry about signing up for anything. Just click on that. Click on the link I just put in the comments. It should work.
Well, I got it, but see, there's a countdown here, like it says in 20 hours.
Right.
It'll be available for everyone.
But look at the very top. It says view in browser. So click on view in browser. It goes right to the order page, maybe.
Let's see.
Just above in mono. It says view in browser, small little letters. It says the Beatles store.
And it says pre-order.
So go up or go down so I can see the bottom. It says add to cart. What does it say? So you can pre-order right there.
Let's see. Yeah.
There you go. Susan, there's the link again. She says searching the Beatles Mono US stores work. There's the link. I'll put it right up as well. That one works.
And someone says searching Beatles Mono in the US store works. So that does work. I've heard that. Yeah, it's about $175 more list price in America than it was, about $150, $175 than it was 11 years ago. And we know with inflation and everything else. So
Flaming Groove just bought a copy from the link I posted.
Well, and yeah, there's tariffs involved too. I hate to get political, but that's going to come into play if it hasn't already. At least you never know. If you order on Tuesday, there's tariffs. If you order on Thursday, there's no tariffs. If you order
Let me just say something. Prior to this whole tariff thing, prior to everything, there was always a lot of duty and stuff that us Canadians were having to pay. for stuff being shipped to us in Canada. So even before this whole tariff thing, we were always paying a premium. Never mind the exchange rate that we're having to deal with too, which is what, 65 cents on the US dollar. So it's a lot of money for a Canadian.
Now, jazz bums and who are watching, I hate to pit the Beatles against jazz, but you can, for $550, you can get the entire, except for 3 albums, Beatles catalog, or you can get for $900 the Bill Evans Riverside catalog. Okay.
Which one would you listen to more?
Oh,
that's an open question for everyone.
There is a UK release. It's at the UK Beatles site. Pay attention. You know, I taught class, and there's always a person back when I was a student. I had a science teacher that if someone was screwing around on the back desk, he would pick up an eraser and throw it at the student. He'd hit someone like smack dab in the head to the back of the class. He would always hit. Now he'd get arrested or be fired. But in those days, pay attention, class.
So Nick is asking, please don't tell me this replaces the remix anthology or Rubber Soul. It doesn't replace it at all. This is just, again, giving more people access to the Beatles mono box and not having to pay the crazy Discogs prices of $1,500 on average.
First of all, you know, this was, when you think about it, it's easier for them to do because they had the metal plates here already. Okay. So half the work is done for them. They have to obviously get it pressed, but they've probably been in line and however it works. There's a lot of copies to press and to collate and to print. We never got, as you know, Nick, we've never gotten an official announcement of Rubber Soul or the anthologies. We think the anthologies this year. I personally don't think that Rubber Soul needs a remix. And if they do the Rubber Soul box, I'm hoping they at least.
I will bet you $1,000 anthology comes out before Christmas.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I won't bet you, but I agree with you.
You can bet me.
But I would like, and I know they don't like doing this yet, when they did the Beatles American mono last year, I think if they do the Rubber Soul box, they should include the American Rubber Soul track listing also as an extra.
Rick's V Spinner, hang on, he's really getting into this. Don't be a dick. Use the Beatles SMS code and pay $490.55 USD now.
Yeah, you know, we said it earlier on. You know, if you're considering this, somehow buy it. I know it's expensive, and over the money, obviously you can't buy it. But don't do this thing and wait, and then you're going to be pissed off that, I should have bought it.
Kevin Kennedy has asked me, I'm Canadian, Steve, is it better for me to ship to U.S. destination and don't pay it into here? I would definitely do that if you can, because there's so much more duty on it. You're paying $545 U.S. There'll be duty and who knows what else. So if you have a friend in the U.S. that can then ship it up as a gift, obviously make sure it's a gift. You'll save some money.
Do you live on the East or the West Coast? Maybe you could drop shit to Maslow and I'll get all these boxes coming in.
Well, if you want to take that responsibility, but
no,
yeah.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Mazzy, there's no link on the UK
God,
site.
attention!
You're gonna just breathe.
Okay. If you don't subscribe to the Beatles site, you cannot buy it yet technically until tomorrow, Friday. But if you subscribe,
I just put up the US site again. Just click on it.
In the UK, go in the search at the Beatles site. And this works in America. I don't know about the UK. Go and search Beatles mono. I've heard people do it, doctor. And I know you're a smart guy. And I don't mean to yell at you. It's not nice to me to yell at students.
You're yelling. So the Beatles UK, is it Beatles Store UK?
You know, don't take this too seriously. We're having fun here. I mean, people realize 20 hours and tomorrow morning. Somebody in the UK, tell us if you can search Beatle mono if it shows up.
So I just did on hang on, I'll show you. I'll show you what
UK site.
Yeah, I'll show you what comes up. Is it here? Yeah. I think this is
page not found.
This is what I'm getting right now.
Did you buy a keychain?
No, I didn't buy
playing cards.
He says, it looks like you're in Canada. Would you like to visit your local store? Stay here. So I click on stay here and I'm not finding any.
Okay. Now go in the search, the top right there. Go in the search.
So right here.
And write Beatles mono. Well, this is like tech TV.
Okay, but we'll see what happens. Nothing. Just we got some sweatshirts.
Wait. Keep going. Well, maybe you can't there. But if not tomorrow morning, or go sign up right there. Join the mailing list. I bet you if you join the mailing list, you'll get a confirmation.
You get 10% off your first purchase.
You'll get a 10%. So go there.
So Kevin Kennedy's in Ontario, lives near a border city with upstate New York. I guess I'll ship to US and pick up. I have a lot of viewers that are Canadian in that area too that have friends in the US that they get it shipped to and then send it up as a gift to save a lot of money that way.
RT, I do not have the Rhino releases. I know what they are, but this person has them. He's
I
heard
have
them.
them. They're right here.
Oh, don't, not in frame, are they?
That's tomorrow morning in the
Save
morning.
your money.
That will be tomorrow. I'm not doing that live. It's recorded because Patrick didn't.
What
when
time
I
is
wake
it?
up,
6 a.m. Is it 6 a.m.?
We're doing 5:30.
30.
I didn't want to get up that early. But one of the titles is not a baby boomer title. How's that for a little?
I don't think I. Well, yeah.
Yeah, no. One is. Come on, Mazzy. One is not baby boomer.
Right.
One is. Make sense? Is that a good little Easter egg? I guess so.
It's so funny how you think. Yeah, it's funny because someone's like, I don't want to do any hints. Did you mention what decade it came out? Can we mention that?
I don't want to.
Okay.
It's not this. It's the one is not the 70s, not the 60s.
Okay.
Anyways, it's not baby boomer.
But
let's put it this way: the band, the guys are probably my age. If that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know what else to say about this. The Beatles and Mono. People have been clamoring for this.
Yeah.
People always ask about this, and so it's coming out now. And if you want it somehow in the next few, we don't know. These may be available again for 6 months, but they may sell out in a week.
I think again, the lesson for all of us going forward, this whole FOMO thing. I mean, I know we get excited and they're, I'm going to hear it. Well, Westman, you're doing the announcements for Rhino and all this FOMO. Well, Rhino's, you can get Rhino, all the Rhino records, all you want. They don't go out of print. Just like Black Sabbath didn't go out of print. The Cars is coming back unnumbered, right? So, I mean, they're not going into print. They want everyone. And I know talking to all these executives from the different record companies, Mazzy, they want everyone to have these copies at a reasonable price, not pay the flipper price. It's ridiculous.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So again,
I listen to my set. I'm not one of these, as much as a collector I am, and there are some Beatle items I've collected that I don't play, seriously. But this is something I play. I don't play it all the time, but I take care of it. I play it. They sound fabulous. I would say one thing about it, my only criticism in it, I don't know why. I think, well, first of all, I think Beatles for Sale sounds better in stereo.
Stereo, yeah.
Side One of Help on mono, I do not like. I think it's muddy. And it's the original too.
I have a
stereo
Beatles.
Is better help.
I have a Beatles for Sale that I got from Tom Port. It's the hot stamper. It's a mid 80s UK Parlophone for sale. Sounds amazing.
Wow.
I think it's 1984.
Yeah. So Help is the beginning of Help is disappointing to me. It was 11 years ago on this.
So I think I really learning from this. I mean, it's limited to 4. So if you got a lot of money. So Rocky's saying limiting to 4 customers is going to attract flippers again. But again,
if it does, so be it.
Here's the thing. What did Miles Scholl say in my show last week? What was his? No one picked up on it. I was surprised. No one commented.
Yeah. If you want to buy 4 copies and pay, like in America, you're going to end up paying $2,500.
It's a stupid.
If you want to put out $2,500 to sit on for how many years?
I can give you 2 stocks right now that will make you more money in 6 months, and this will in 5 years.
Yeah.
So the next thing I know, when Miles Scholl was on Horzu, the German pressings, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Who knows? Apple, like Miles is telling me, Apple is just slow. Everything's slow motion there, right? Nothing happens fast or quick, and it just takes time. And us as consumers, and we do these videos, and we're just excited to have everything. But man,
Dr. Winston O'Boogie, I know people who have ordered it in the UK, so it is available there. We know people who have ordered it there. Now, I don't know what you were talking to a contact, but I know people. In fact, to go to the Hoffman forums, some people, and I don't know how they found it. I guess they were on the list. Some people have purchased it in the UK, and I've seen people say ordered in the UK. So I don't know what to tell you. I can't look. I'm not in the UK, but some people have.
That's interesting. Will this be on Amazon like US Capitol monos? I mean, that could happen.
Liam, what is that about? They've lost their aura. This is, as you know, you live in Liverpool. This is one of the greatest catalogs ever. These records are great.
So,
with one or two exceptions,
it's not an aura. Everyone needs to understand something. It's about money. It's about
music.
getting more. No, but it's about gaining more listeners, younger generation, to keep this vinyl resurgence going. We need more people to buy, and this is them discovering the Beatles for the first time, the younger generation in mono. I mean, pretty cool thing.
Dazzle Ship says he lives in the UK and he ordered it, so we have a confirmation.
Okay, so Dazzle Ship, can you send the link on this comment so everyone can see it, please?
And someone's asked it with the Rhinos. The Rhinos are always available to order once Steve and Patrick post the announcement tomorrow morning.
So tomorrow morning we're going to do a unboxing or a reveal, talk about the records. It was like a 20-minute video. It's not live, it's recorded. I did it last week. Patrick also announced in the video that there will be another box set that Rhino's going to be putting out in the fall from a very big band, not Led Zeppelin. Do you hear that, Mazzy? Not Led Zeppelin.
Right. Original USA was $375. But it went down. It went down for a while because it didn't sell out. You know, people had bought the stereo box, and there is a lot, you know, mono is a very specific audience. And the whole vinyl resurgence hadn't kicked in big time yet.
Acrobata, my email takes me to the EU UK Beatles store to early access. I've already have it from 2014, but it takes to the pre-order cart page. Someone put the link up of the UK so everyone can just get that and we can move on. Leland, it's not a Sabbath box.
I'm amused.
Is this a joke, Matt? There's already flippers on eBay asking 1,100 or best offer? Really?
Of course there is. But what, you know, if I did that video, if someone's going to flip all the power to them, they want to go to that work, ship it, hold on to it, ship it again, get it, all that shit. I mean, they're going to make what? They'll make $500, $600.
Well, like I said at the top, I learned my lesson. I had this book sealed all these years. I just opened it up live because why would I not enjoy this beautiful book? What was I holding back? It's ridiculous. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. It's about the music. It's about the artwork. And I mean, this is what we're paying for. Why not enjoy it?
Yeah.
Now,
yeah. The thing is also, remember, the vinyl resurgence hadn't kicked in yet in 2014. Plus, in the last 8 years, this has been like mythical status and expensive. And a lot of people, I bet you how many people here, well, we don't have a poll, but really only gotten the vinyl like within 8 years. Okay. I bet you there's a lot of people here that went back to vinyl within 8 years.
I'd say average is 5 because it's just during COVID that it really started to resurge.
Right. Okay. Well, I just use that I was thinking just before COVID. So a lot of people missed out on it the first time who've been asking for it. I've never used a mono cartridge. I hear it's better with a mono cartridge or a mono button. I don't have one. So
yeah.
But you know, yes, you'll get more out of it if you have a mono cartridge.
Leland was asking me how much it would be Canadian for this box. I would probably think with shipping well over $800, and who knows what the duty will be as well. That's the exchange.
Yeah, see, CJ got into
there you go. Like I said, 5 years ago, that's probably the average. Kevin said 2018.
Okay, so this wasn't available cheap for you guys.
No, it was always $1,500 probably around there for years. That's what the going rate was.
Right.
So, hang on, there's a Beatles code here. Works $54 off apparently. Beatles SMS code.
Okay, there you go.
That's a good deal. So Canadian is $925 with shipping, but Rick's, there's going to be additional duty at your door to get that delivered, right? So who knows what that amount will be? I bet you that's additional $50 or $60. So I bet you when the smoke clears for a Canadian, you're looking at, I'd say, over $1,000.
Wow.
That's yes.
Yeah, I know about. In fact, I know about that, Darth, and I just don't get around to it. There's actually a guy who makes a little box on the. You can buy him on the Hoffman forum. It's like it's a special box with a switch, so you don't have to keep unplugging and patching in. and it'll make your system mono. You go through your phono stage, and I've just never bothered ordering, but I know a lot of people have, and it's excellent. It's like $80 or $90 to
If
get
someone
that
has the UK link, put it in the comments.
You are charged immediately, not like Amazon where
Okay.
it's shipped. And it does come out, it ships on or about July 18th, which remember, oh no, I'm thinking of June 18th is McCartney's birthday. So.
Yeah, it's July 18th is when it ships.
Yeah. On or about. So,
so again, I'm going to tell you this. So, from the announcement this morning, mastered in 2014 from the analog master tapes, they're using the same metalwork that was used to press it in 2014 from Optimal. Just so everyone's clear on that one. This isn't made up. This is fact. That's what's happening here. This is not a brand new remaster. It's just the 2014 metal is being repressed by Optimal.
I don't know what to say about people searching. People in the US and in the UK have purchased this, and there are people who purchase who are not subscribers to the Beatles.com. I don't know what to say. I'm a subscriber, so if I decide to get it, I can buy it, but I have one.
So you said that someone was buying it, though.
Yeah, so I know a lot of people. Yeah, Tracking Angle posted an article about it too.
Yeah, but is there a link?
I think he puts in an American link.
The UK link is what I guess people are asking for.
Yeah. Well, someone here said they bought it. A couple people said they bought it.
Yeah, but someone said they couldn't put the link in because it was too big or something.
That shouldn't matter.
Omar saying they do not charge right away. My credit card just sent me a text to make sure it wasn't a fraudulent transaction, but they probably will charge you within a day or two.
Now, is that US or UK?
Michael needs the code again. What's the code? Hang on. I saw it here.
Scroll up.
What metal was used for this, Mazzy?
I don't know. Ask Michael Fremer. He would know. Michael, you should have text Michael to come up here.
Well, he's coming up on Tuesday.
Well, you could talk to him about it.
There's the code.
It's not sold out by then. Do you think it'll sell fast? I'm just curious. I don't really care.
Oh my God.
Within a month?
Sell out.
We don't know.
I think if even it sells out, they'll probably press more. They've got the metal. They're using the metal.
You know what? It's a lot to do a collating thing and covers and all that kind of stuff. And I think they're already on to whatever else they're doing, whether they're the anthology, whatever they do. And remember, there are represses of some Beatles solo stuff coming.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's my ringtone. We don't know how many they're pressing, Patrick. Rewind the tape and watch this video from the beginning to the end and hear us repeat the questions 20 times, every question. When people show up late to class, do you expect your teacher to tell you the whole assignment again? Get it from a friend. Ask a friend you're sitting next to in class.
Were you ever like that in school?
No, I paid attention. Oh, you mean did I come in late or anything?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's been times I've been late, but I wasn't a regular late person. But don't preach. No, that would be good. It's the the thing they use, the thing that Tarantino uses in the sword fighting, whatever you call it, the samurai, Kill Bill.
Kill Bill.
But it's an older song before that. I forgot what it's from.
So people are, CJ's saying it will sell fast. I mean, it's anyone's guess.
That's a good response. Okay, I was working extra to pay for it. Thank you. That's a very funny response. Bravo. Okay.
So what's this here? Hang on. So the one-eyed Undertaker, it's strange, but while in the US store you can purchase 4 boxes max per customer, in the UE store, you can only order 1 per customer.
Interesting.
Can you get me the link, One-Eyed Undertaker? Put it on the comments of the EU store then. I want to see this. And I was on the Hoffman forum just now looking for the link to the UK. I can't find it.
I have original monos. Of course, they sound great, but these days to find really clean monos, I don't think they make the stereo box anemic at all.
Where's the link? Where's the link? Put it up.
This isn't the Hoffman forums though, so link it here.
Well, where's the link in the Hoffman?
We're having fun. This is great because Steve has a day off today.
I know. I'm on
and
holidays
we
until
were texting
another
each other
week.
about this.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, what else are you going to do on a, now it's only 1 p.m. coming up 1 p.m. on the Pacific. Pacific. And I want to thank everyone because I'm finally catching up to Steve. I hit 40,000 subscribers.
Congratulations, by the way.
You're on your way to 50, man.
There you go.
Yeah. So congratulations, Steve.
Thank you.
But so we're in the like a 40,000 mile club.
Okay, I've got, this is a long link. I know, it's pretty amazing. This is a long link. I found it in the UK store. It's a long link. I'll post it, see if it works. There it is. That's the UK store. I don't know why it hits up twice, but try it.
Let me see what happens. Oh, it's not. Oh, I see.
Just see if the link works.
Yeah, I'm looking. Yes.
There you go. Okay, so there's the link to the UK store.
Oh, wait a. Oh, but it says for me, it looks like United States.
Yeah, so just click on stay here.
Yeah. I'm not going to click on it, but yeah, it works for me.
There you go. There's the link, guys, right here. It's a long ass link, but that's the UK page. And so how much is it UK? It's 581 pounds then? How's that work?
But that said, mine showed up. I didn't switch.
I don't understand.
Hopefully we're not going to see a similar fiasco like the optimal stereo box set. Well, to be honest with you, the UA optimal was really good. Obviously the Rainbow was terrible, but Rainbow doesn't exist anymore. Rainbow went out of business.
Okay, Mazzy, this is the UK page right here. You can see in the top left has the British flag.
But that has a dollar. It's funny that's on dollar price. Interesting.
Yeah, so I'm on the UK page right now. There it is. Buy the box set now. I'm going to click on it, Mazzy. And what does that take me? Buy the box set now. It just doesn't take me
there
anywhere.
It is. And then add to cart. Right. That circular, that oval. Yeah.
Oh, right here. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There it is.
And now you just bought it again.
And I'm going to check out. Yeah.
Don't you think it's funny, those guys on the Hoffman forums?
There, I'm checking out.
John Bandy, I'm gonna like rip the Hoffman forum. There's all those guys that when something's about to sell out, they'll add like 99 copies or 80 to see how many are left. And they go through who has the friggin' time to do that? There's guys that do that. Well,
I'm not on the UK page. That's not the UK page. This is the British. You can see the flag. The flag though. Look at the flag.
Well, all we know is there are people in the UK that have bought it. So do the homework, be assertive, and figure it the fuck out. Okay, sorry.
Because on the top it says ukstore.thebeatles.com. So I don't know. Maybe the flag, because there's a flag in the top left corner, the UK flag, and it has an American flag there. Maybe it's the UK website with the US prices.
Was it you, Bandy? Really? Was it you, Bandy, that started that? I thought that's so funny. I thought it was that guy, Beaver something. What's the guy over on the guy's always, they're adding like, I can only add 600 copies, especially if you go into the Grateful Dead anniversary threads. Only 600 copies left. Only 300 copies left. They try to add them in. I'm not an IT guy. Although I'm going to do a shout out at some point. Those of you who, do you guys know Twit TV, Leo Laporte? Have you ever heard of him? Those of you who know tech, I'm going to be on. Leo and I knew each other since the 80s. We used to study acting together, and he's a big tech guy. And I'm going to eventually do a vinyl thing on one of his shows at some point. I'm not sure if it's above behind the paywall or above, but I've known Leo since '88 or so.
So how many are watching right now, or are going to buy the box Beatles mono box?
You know how to put a poll together?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. That's okay. I don't know how to on this.
On YouTube I can, but we're on StreamYard, so there's no option. I mean, I've never even tried, but it looks like a lot are going to. I mean, you look at Scott just posted.
This is a lot of people posted on my video that they ordered it, and on the Hoffman they ordered. So there's Marcella bought it too. There's a lot of people people who don't have it and are record collectors, to me, this is one of the essential sets catalogs. Now, you can argue that if you just have all the stereos, that's fine. And I agree with that. I'm fine with all the stereos. I think there are certain titles. I mean, even though I prefer Pepper in stereo, I think you should have a mono copy of that. What's interesting about, even though I prefer the White Album, the mono copy has very different remixes on some of the tracks. Of course, the early records, which have that left, right, wide pan vocals on one side, which I don't mind, but a lot of people don't like it. So getting these first records in mono are essential.
And we're going to assume, turn it around, show them again, the back who hasn't owned it before. We're going to assume it's going to be exactly the same. So the original looking album cover from when it first came out, and it probably won't have that insert. The love, because they advertise the love.
That's
yeah,
right.
they won't have that. I don't think. I would guess they wouldn't.
Now, I am not a fan of the Giles Martin.
Oh, we know that.
I'm not, but people like it. So, I mean, look at this. Look, it's so great. I mean, these are the ones to get in mono. Again, as I said, oh, this is great in mono. I like the stereo, but this is great in mono, of course. I mean, they did a brilliant job with these.
They're beautiful. I mean, even like I said, I opened the book at the top of the show. Incredible. I feel like a complete horse's ass for not opening this book. It
still smells so good.
Yeah.
You know, talk about smelling.
Brand new.
When I was a kid, the best smelling album I remember the day.
Were you sniffing the vinyl, just sniffing that, sniffing all that, because that's lead back then. So maybe that's what happened to you.
No, not the cover. The printing on this, when I first got it, it was the best smelling record. It probably gave me like crazy. I probably got that brain worm in me like Kennedy. Yeah. But it was the best smelling album with the gatefold and the printed insert. Of course, they do have the insert.
Mazzy, I love this. So we're going back to like what the 2014 will be worth, because it's of course the same metal. So I think two options. So yeah, it's going to have the love insert, which is so much, it's totally worth it. And because the metal is a little bit fresher the first time around than 11 years later.
Pop and fresh. I saw Love twice in Vegas. I loved it. It's too bad it's
loved Love. I know.
You know, they should do even though I'm not a big AI fan and all this stuff, but I keep hearing how great the ABBA thing is in London on the Thames there, that theater.
I've heard that too, yeah.
I've heard it's great. You know, they're going to, at some point, they're going to do whether it's that same theater or somewhere else, do a Beatle version of something like that, or do a virtual Beatles thing at the Sphere. You know, I'm not against that. You know, we have the originals here. Look, I got my Lazy Susan.
Making us dizzy. So here's a question. Paul McCartney was or still is the first billionaire artist, right? In his day.
Yes.
So he's worth $1 billion now or whatever. Took him what, 60 years to accumulate that much wealth? That's a lot of work. Hailey Bieber is now Hailey Bieber, Justin Bieber's wife, as of yesterday, is now a billionaire. Let that sink in.
Who?
Let that sink in 1 second. Hailey Bieber, Justin Bieber's wife, is now a billionaire.
Why she and not him?
She sold her cosmetics company for $1 billion to some company yesterday.
I didn't know.
How is that? How could Paul McCartney take 60 years and Bieber, who is 25-year-old, is now a billionaire? Or the Kardashians, who do nothing, are worth more than Paul? This is wrong. That's not work. What Paul has done is work. That's a lot of work.
Yeah. You know, I understand that people are going to wait for a bigger discount. They're going to wait to hear the reviews, and that's fine. I just have a feeling that'll happen, and some people will get lost, and it won't, and it'll sell out, or something will happen. Maybe not. But you know,
what's Liam saying? As Steve said, it will stay in print. Might be worth waiting for feedback in the first batch, pressings, issues, etc. I think it'll sound.
There's only one batch. They're only doing. They're not going to.
Well, I mean, again, they've got the metal, so they'll use the same. If maybe they go back in 10 more years and press it again.
They're only going to do. I mean, we don't know this for a fact, but they're only going to do whatever they're doing now. However many they're pressing right now, is going to be one press, and then who knows? In 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, they may do another one. But right now, it's not going to be. We're going to press X amount, and then 6 months later or a year later press. They're not. They're going to be on a something.
No,
else.
they're. It's full on right now. Whatever they're pressing, they've pressed.
Yeah, exactly. or they're collating right now. Because if this is in July, so
No, it's not the unfair capitalist system. It's stupid, is what it is. When someone it hasn't worked can get $1 billion in 1 minute, and you have people that have been working their whole lives and are one of the most famous people in the universe, it doesn't make sense.
well, that's a whole other story. Why like all these a lot of people, there's a segment of people that like to live in cities. And when someone in their 20s, 30s, 40s, all of a sudden, even if it's just a cash buyout of $3 to $5 million, they can throw $1 million at a house that's worth $500,000 cash, and then the next door is worth that, and the next door, and the middle class can't buy it. That's happened in San Francisco, and Seattle, and Portland, and Austin, and
That's America for you. That's right.
it's gotten unbelievable. Now there is a movie this weekend that if anybody who watched Succession, that British creator of Succession has a movie coming out. Steve Carell. 4 billionaires are up at this sort of snow retreat on a weekend. One is the richest man in the world who has an app, or basically like quote Facebook, that has all this fake AI stuff, and it causes worldwide riots and horrible, like the end of the world type of stuff.
Stephen Baldwin's the dad of Haley.
Wow.
I think Stephen Baldwin was in that movie with Pauly Shore called Biodome.
Yeah.
Come on. So CD box set, I have that behind me too. I mean, I had Mr. Steve Hoffman on, and he likes the mono CD box set better.
Yeah. Now, as far as we know, at least they haven't announced, they're not repressing the mono CD box. But be careful. There are a lot of Russian and Chinese counterfeits of the CD box of this. So if you're buying the CD box still to this day, make sure you know it's a real copy. I don't remember how you find out the differences between the counterfeit.
Sukumar, can you post the link, please, to the UK store right in the comments? I'm sure I got the UK link when I was showing everyone, but it's converting to US. I just want to see it. Damn. So, big news tomorrow, Rhino Hi-Fi, 2 more hi-fis. One's not a baby boomer release.
Yeah.
5:30 a.m. tomorrow, right here with Patrick Milligan.
Not Led
Zeppelin. Not Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin. There's going to be another box set, 2 box sets this year by Rhino. One July the 4th, one later on this year. Neither one of them are going to be Led Zeppelin or The Cure or the Smiths.
I don't know what they are.
Or the Smiths or Joy Division or New Order. Not.
I think we've milked this Beatle live stream enough, haven't we?
Everyone's still on. I think they're enjoying this.
It's a hangout. It's a fun hangout.
It's a fun hangout. I mean, it's Thursday afternoon. I'm on holidays, so this worked out. It couldn't have been better. It's a perfect day for this to happen. I mean, you text me, Steve, let's do this.
And you heard about it? Not yet. And
well, we got just at the same time. I posted on all the Facebook pages, right? You saw that. Everyone was buying. I got a few texts from people thanking me for giving them the heads up.
Doodah Dave, when people do these mathematical equations,
there's no book involved.
They kind of forget. This is like, if this is a book in a store today, this would be a $75 book.
Yeah.
Then there's the box. So I figured out, forget the box. If this is a $75 book, it comes down to about $38 a record. Now, that's a lot. It's a new record. We know what records cost now. But all analog with tipped-on jackets. It is a premium set. So what can I say? You know how much those reissues, the remixes haven't been cheap. They're more than $38.
Yeah.
So how much is 1,500 plus 4? Pretty grand is going for.
So apparently I had the UK link up. I was right.
Well, first of all, Ad Rock, it was $375 when it originally came out. Yes, you could get it less because it didn't sell as many as they thought it would as fast. So a lot of places discounted it. So it was discounted for about 3 years. You could get it for under $250, in some cases $200 for about 3 years. And then right as soon as it went, I remember when, even on the Hoffman forums, when it went out of print, people said, "Oh, damn, it's out of print. I should have bought it." Well, you had 3 fucking years to buy it. So that's what I'm saying. If you're halfway interested, I wouldn't wait a long time.
No, I wouldn't.
You know, I mean, maybe it'll be around a month or maybe 6 months. We don't know. Yeah.
If you want it, buy it.
$375 was, I think, the list price. $379, $375.
That's one thing about this hobby we have, Mazzy. You got a budget for it. This is, I mean, that's a lot of money for a lot of people. I mean, maybe, you know, not everyone has 500. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, this is $545. We've got mortgages, you got kids, you got expenses, all that stuff. I mean, that's a lot of money. Someone mentioned on here that he'd ordered it, but his wife's not happy about it. I mean, then, you know, that's another thing too, right? I mean, there's other expenses. And I respect the fact that this is a lot of money for people.
Absolutely. Records is a niche thing. And it's hard to compare against free. And I know people argue with me. Streaming is free. Sure, it costs you $180 a year to stream, but that's free for millions of songs. That's free. So you can listen to all this music basically for free. You can listen on YouTube for free.
No one would watch our show if we were just talking about streaming releases. Think about it.
Yeah, I know most my close friends are into vinyl, but I have a whole extended friend base that I've known for years that have nothing to do with vinyl. And they just think they come over here and they go, "Really? Wow, that's weird." So I understand it. And I tell people, when people say, "I want to get into vinyl, should I get in?" I tell them, I kind of tell them not to. Don't bother.
Oh, really?
Unless you have a lot of money and you want to invest at least a little bit in a decent stereo,
or have a plan and curate a nice collection, and just don't chase everything that, you know, goes on the Norman Maslow YouTube channel.
Right. But you know, you can stream. I know a lot of people just enjoy streaming and say, "Hey, Alexa, hey Siri, play." You know, I shouldn't say that too loud. Play whatever. All the power. You know.
I still think I have, like I said, I have the obviously the LPs. I've got the mono CD box set. It does sound really good too, and they're not. I don't know how much I paid years back, but not too much. And then Concert Buddy CDs are back. I know when one of the viewers had actually made a comment saying that CDs are selling quite well in the UK or in Europe. I don't know. I've asked a few other people, and I still think LPs or vinyls are ahead of CDs in Europe.
You know,
here in North America, definitely more LP.
Dave. Dave asked, "Is it the definitive Beatle box?" I would say maybe. This and
subjective, Mazzy. Music is subjective.
If I didn't have any Beatle albums and someone said, "Hey, which box should I buy?" I would still buy the blue UK box. That's anywhere from $350 to $600.
That's the BC13.
Yeah, and they're all different. You don't know where you're going to get. You get it, but a lot of people didn't play those. I find, but you can get those because I like the stereo records. And then,
so some people still buying CDs. There you go.
Yeah, CDs are fine. I'm not.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. I mean, years spinning vinyl. I'm like, oh my God, a CD? I get to just press play. I don't have to do anything else. And it sounds, there's no pops or clicks. Oh my gosh. Loudness wars. It always sounded louder. We know that. So that was a big draw for a young person like myself in its day, going, wow, this CD sounds so loud. I love it compared to my records, right? I get it.
That's a good question. Do you think when they make all the albums on remix, they'll make a remix box? I certainly
Of course they will.
I hope not.
No, they're going to, because why would they not? Because that's where they can make more money. Because Paul McCartney wants to be worth more than Hailey Bieber one day.
Yeah, to me, that's like, getting like the top 10 Criterion best black white movies ever and colorizing them. Yeah, I have the Dutch pressing and I used to have the Japanese pressing. I sold it, but I have individual Japanese pressings. I have the UK mono box and the UK. It was a black box in mono in the 80s, I guess, and the blue box.
We cost AR here some money by watching this stream, but it's worth it. See, to Landia's grandson, when he gets in 18 years from now, he'll buy the remix box.
But in 18 years from now, you can just give them your box. Well, no, you're younger than me. That's right. Yeah,
What's this? The 2000, the 1981 monobox is red. That's correct.
That's the Japanese one.
That's the Japanese one.
That's the Japanese, and that's the one where the vinyl the vinyl was red. I don't have that, but there was a British monobox that was black.
Darth Warren Mazzy, have you heard the German DMM press of the white album?
I have it. Yeah, it is good.
Is that the color? Is that the white vinyl?
No,
or is
but
that something different?
The British white one from '78.
That's not DMM.
Is not, and I think it's better than the German DMM.
Steve Hoffman was on my show and says that's the one he goes to.
The British one, right?
Yeah, the white
British
white vinyl.
It's better than original. I don't know why or how. That '78 white vinyl British pressing is the best of the white album. Yeah, the German one's white too, but that's very good. But it's the British has the edge, I think, and it's subjective in your gear and stuff. Not working on the UK site. We'll wait till tomorrow then.
I had the UK site up. I don't know.
Oh,
I give up.
You know, check your browser. Change browsers.
Go to Chrome.
Go to Chrome. Go to Safari. Try to go. What is this?
I believe I had the UK site up, so it was working. But if you love the Beatles, never had it on mono, yeah, buy it. If you've got the budget for it. I mean, I wouldn't go into debt for it. I wouldn't put it on my credit card at 19%. What is it? Daily interest. You're not going to get your money back from there. But if you've got the cash, you're budgeting for it. Maybe you don't buy the releases tomorrow that are coming out by Rhino instead, right? You're buying this. I mean, you got to budget for it.
So, what else is coming out? Okay, anything else special?
Well, I mean,
someone mentioned another announcement that Rhino. We can talk about this because it was announced today.
Okay,
there is an expanded Talking Heads, more building with extra this and extra that and live and
won't be. It'll be digital, just so everyone knows, not tape.
Well, the vinyl might be. We don't know if one of the vinyl. Do you think it's digital?
I do. Yeah.
I think Jeffrey Jones works on those. He has worked on in the past. But the last one, the 77 Talking, was excellent. See, so Ivan, you told me I was fake news when I posted.
If I wasn't bald, I would lose my hair over this. It definitely is working. So I wouldn't buy this as an investment. Let's just back it up a little bit. We're going back to, flippers won't be happy. This is an investment of enjoying the music because it's about the music. Stupid. This box is a great sounding box. It's got I opened this. I hadn't opened this in 11 years, and I was amazed at how amazing detail. Well, yeah, I have they're behind me, the box, but this is an amazingly detailed book. I mean, there's the master tapes right there. Some pictures I've never seen before of some of the recording sessions. Amazing. What an idiot I am for not opening it because I thought, oh, it should be worth more if I don't open it. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter. So could someone please post the U.S. pre-order site for the box set? The U.S. site. Hang on. I think I have that somewhere.
Oh, man.
Hold on. I think I do. So I have so many windows open up right now. I don't even know where I'm looking.
This is a good comment. Someone wrote on my video that I posted this a couple hours ago. This is the way it should be. No hype, no buildup. Just bang, here it is. That's what we need. No hype. This will go like hotcakes. Love from London. That's a great comment. And that's exactly, that's a commenter.
Yeah.
Someone says, bummer, not available on the Canadian site. Is that true?
Well, I'm back to the email that I got. I'm trying to click on the view in browser of the Beatles Store US, and it's not letting me get into the browser now.
Interesting. What if it's sold out?
Are you creating FOMO? We're just trying to talk about that.
I said, what if it?
What did we just say? Flippers won't be happy. Come on.
Yeah, someone says it's not available on UK site. It is. It is. Okay.
I think maybe we crashed the site. Just buy it if you want it. If you have the money, you have the budget for it. Don't look at it as, oh, I'm going to buy 4 and flip 3 of them and make $500 profit each. I don't think people are going to be spending $1,000 in these things, because what we've learned from Miles Scholl last week, Mazzy, was what? What did he say on my show that you caught?
I
What did
didn't
he say?
catch it. I
Oh.
missed it.
He
But
said this: Apple Records is not happy with the flippers and the price discrepancies, and they want all of the market to enjoy these records and not pay exorbitant prices.
just if you have to ask if you have to be signed up, just sign up. It's not going to cost anything, unless you don't like. I mean, they're following you around anyway, and you can always unsign yourself later. But apparently, there have been people who have purchased it who are not signed up. So I don't know what to say. Code work.
Tim says ordered.
Tim is a smart dude. Tim knows how to figure this shit out. Nice.
I'm having Michael Fremer on live next Tuesday, so obviously this will be a big topic of conversation between him and I. So get your questions ready there.
No, I think ask Michael Fremer if the Beatles monobox is the way the artist intended it to be.
Well, you know I will. Well, our show, actually, I think I have it up here. Did I have it up here? Our show's about, I think it's about, well, I'm going to talk about that, but clickbait stuff as well. Jeff Myers, I'm going to go back 4th time, maybe 5th time. And this is the last time I'm going to answer this, Mazzy. Pressed at Optimal, 2014, plates used, AAA from the original master monos, cut by Sean McGee. And by the way, if you go back in my videos from a few years ago, I had Sean McGee, Mazzy, on, and we talked about all this.
Yes, Nick, repress with those from the metalwork from 11 years ago.
Yeah, it's Optimal Metal.
So basically, if you missed that one and it's something you want, you should get it now. If you don't want mono, then skip it.
So do you think then the argument will be the original should be priced higher because the metal was fresher?
Yeah. You know what? I'm glad. This is one thing I am glad about. Unlike the Rolling Stones, remember the Rolling Stones did a finally repress? They did color vinyl. I'm glad they didn't do this in color vinyl.
I know.
That, to me, it's classic. I know there's some younger people that like the color vinyl shit, but this black vinyl is just, it's so great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way it
so
should
Darth
be.
Warren here, I don't know, Mazzy doesn't go to Abbey Road. He's not allowed in the vaults. No one is,
they haven't
even
let
Miles
me
Scholl.
in.
So Miles Scholl was on my show last week. If you guys caught that, he's not even allowed in. So who knows? But I think I did ask Sean McGee about the tapes, and there was one, he mentioned the Love Me Do. I believe they had to use a Australian cut or copy of that, and that was digitally.
I think it was a needle drop.
It was it was digital. It was a digital. The only digital on that whole box is Love Me Do. That is fact.
Right.
Miles Scholl did not master. This is all Sean McGee from the analog tapes. Miles does not have a tape machine currently to do any of that stuff yet. He's working on that. Again, in the show I watched. Optimal, but is Optimal good? Well, my pressing sound great.
I think Optimal's good. I've never had any problem. You know, there's people that complain about everything. I think one of the best presses of late is Fidelity pressing in LA or in Oxford.
Very good reviews from Fidelity. Absolutely.
My guess is these are all pressed at Optimal. All the records include whatever this time. Last time the stereo box was split and they screwed it up in America. Yeah. You know, to be honest with you, Darth Warren, I did pick up the record store day, Meet the Beatles, and I didn't even open it because that's like a Beatle collection. I have so many copies of that, and I have the box. So just to open up to see what the blue looks like, I did not. And I don't, Beatles are the only band I do that with. I always talk about it's the music and play the music, but I am a Beatle collector.
Triple Creek Carl, 2014 metalwork was gone according to Fremer. Well, guess what?
Well, maybe he's wrong.
You can't be right every single 100% of the time. But anyways, it's the metalwork from 2014. They didn't remaster this. They didn't blow the dust off these tapes and do a full remaster. That would be ridiculous. Because normally the Beatles use GZ now, right? So that just tells me that the Optimal metal was used. And I mean, it was. So yeah, and I'm certainly glad it's black vinyl, not the colored stuff.
Can you delete this person because he can't even spell? Sarai Don Falastine. Dump that guy with the olive. He can't even spell what he's talking about. Thank you very much.
And VMP, I've never been a member. I mean, you're probably a creditor, right? So probably you'll get a money in the mail eventually.
Will you though?
I don't know.
You know about business, this kind of stuff better than I do. There was a time during one of the last .com crash.
Yeah, I was part of that. I was a big time stockbroker.
I represented 2 photographers from one big agency a tech agency that went under. We were owed something like, I don't know, 20 grand, 25 grand or something. The 2 photographers. And I went after them big time. And I kind of said they had printed the images, which means they had violated the copyright of my photographers because they used the photographs. They published them without paying for them. So they didn't have a license on them.
Yeah.
So I used that as a prod, and we ended up getting paid. Okay. Then we got screwed because they can't do, when you're in bankruptcy thing or chapter whatever, 11, 9, you can't do preferential payment. So we had to give the money back because they have to just, give everyone a percentage. And so I thought my negotiating skills were good by using the copyright trigger, which was actually real because they violated the copyright by using images without paying for it. But it was a mess. I just thought I'd tell that story for no other reason. I just thought it was cool.
Stories are good. Maz, what's your favorite Beatles album?
I'll show you the stereo version of this.
For sale. Oh, see, my favorite Beatles album is Revolver, but it's the mono version because it's the one that I have an original Canadian Capitol cut of the Beatles Revolver that I bought for like $10. I had my allowance money when I was 12 years old. Went down to downtown Winnipeg and picked that record up used. I thought it was the best thing.
Apparently, they're all Optimal. Apparently, they're not different plants. Does Optimal have more than one plant?
Well,
I don't know.
I was told it's pressed at Optimal. It says it in the website. It says in the description.
They're all
it says
pressed at Optimal. Unless Optimal has more than one.
Does it matter? No, it'd be all it would be all pressed at one place. They're not going to be. They're not going to be doing that. That doesn't make any. There's no logistical sense to that.
Yes, we heard about the 4 versus 1. Yeah, American. That's because America is a bigger country.
America's rich.
We used to be pre-January 20th.
MoFi is using a lot of Fidelity pressings, David, currently, and a lot of independent indies are going to
Rhino Reserve.
Rhino Reserve is.
There was something else recently. Kevin Gray's new record, the new jazz record he did, Corey Weeds, was pressed at Fidelity as well.
So Heapster is saying Optimal is one place in Germany. That's it.
Okay, well then that's where they're all in Germany.
There it is.
So Michael 35 can go and pick his copy up.
Fly out there. Be at the door. Knock on the Optimal door. I'm here to get my copy.
Kann ich Ihnen helfen? Was ist das? Die Beatles.
A lot will say, Patrick Walsh, I'd agree. The Rubber Soul Revolver, I mean, Ringo has mentioned this many times, could have been like a double LP back in its day, right? We get that. It's amazing. It's such a transformation from their boy band, those 2 albums, from what they came from into what they were growing into. So it was a real, difference in lyrics and maturity and storytelling, right? It's night and day. And of course, experimenting with music, and Rubber Soul, where they're doing backwards tape playing and weird stuff like that. Sitars. Hang on, what's Nick saying? Wow, only $545 US for the box set ? With a 10% off. This is a bargain, especially if you missed this first one, which is, I paid like $275 for mine, which I did as well. Mine was at Costco, and they had a whack of them at Costco, Mazzy, back in the day.
Yeah, I think I paid like $360. It was $375 list. $350. Yeah. I got mine at Best Buy. We waited in line at Best Buy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they did give you a T-shirt or something, I recall. I don't have it anymore.
Well, Nicholas is thinking Help and Rubber Soul companion albums. I'm gonna say no to that.
Well, it's the same year. That's why.
Yeah, I know, but different sort of sound, and
I agree.
they weren't experimenting in the Help album. There's not experimental music there as much.
Tim, we love you, but you haven't been paying attention. Literally 5 minutes ago, everything is being pressed in Germany at Optimal. The whole press run of this, all of them, nothing in America.
Rick's, I bought mine at Costco back in the day in Kelowna. They had a whole bin full. I'm looking at them. We'd go back and back. I'm like, oh, they're still there. They're still there. They're still there. There you are.
Help in mono sounds muddy. Side one,
yeah, it
not
does.
side two. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird because you know how that song pops at the beginning. Help. Oh God, it's so great. It's just so dull in mono. Where are you, Tim?
Tim has got bad coverage, and that's true. I know he's not at home. He's on the road working.
I didn't know
last
that.
week. So
okay,
yeah, I've been chatting with him. So.
I'm sorry. And they're doing Quiex copies this time. I'm just kidding. No,
don't start that. Oh my! Oh, Darth is going.
My favorite
song by the Beatles, and same for Mazzy as well.
If you're not my favorite song, okay. Now, do you know the difference between favorite song and favorite record? Like at the Grammys, for instance, a famous record is the song, the way it's arranged, produced, and sounds as a record. The song could be great or not so great. Like to me, Strawberry Fields is the best record the Beatles did, but it's not the best song, really. I think one of my favorite songs is We Can Work It Out, actually.
Wow, an early release.
Well, 65.
Well, that was during the Revolver, I guess, just around the Revolver recordings, right? So they didn't add that to the Revolver.
65, right? 65.
Yeah. So We Can Work It Out was recorded during Revolver's album.
Day Tripper and We Can Work It Out?
Yeah, Day Tripper and Revolver. Yeah.
Not Revolver, no. Rubber Soul. It was like...
Or was it between Rubber Soul and Revolver?
Helping.
Again, they're experimenting. They were expanding. It was more mature music at that point.
Go subscribe to University of Vinyl, one of the best YouTube channels. You want to know about mastering engineers, pressing plants, copies, all the Steely Dan you'll never want to know.
We're not talking Steely Dan.
No, but I'm giving a shout out.
It's interesting. Ad Rock, the word was, I mean, I think Paul McCartney said at one time, was probably one of the first sort of Christian type of songs that was put on vinyl back then by a popular band in the mid 60s. The song, The Word, if you recall.
Yeah. I'm
just trying to think about my favorite Beatles song. I don't know if I actually can say I have one that really stands out.
Should I do a whack-a-mole with the box?
Go.
Oh my God, Sgt. Pepper. Now, when I bought that the first day it came out at a local record store, I rode my bike to with my buddies, and the guy literally opened the box, and I don't remember. He opened one box. Obviously, it turned out it was a stereo box, and we kind of started handing them out to about 6 of us who were standing there, and it just happened to be a stereo. I don't remember. And in those days, stereo was like $1 more than mono. So I bought a stereo copy, and for years I never heard the mono initially.
Looking back, I mean, you were mentioning was it Beatles for Sale? No Reply to me was a complete song by John Lennon, probably his first real complete song.
Right, but it's better in stereo.
Yeah. Mono.
Photographed by Robert Freeman, who did 5 Beatle records with the Beatles. Beatles for Sale, Hard Day's Night, Help, Rubber Soul.
The one Undertaker said stereo he likes For Sale, Help, Magical Mystery, Tour, White Album, and the last 3.
I agree. I actually like Revolver in stereo too.
I'll never forget the first time I actually listened to Revolver both sides as a 12-year-old. That blew my mind. It was a Canadian Capitol mono cut. I said this, and that was, how old was the record back then? 20 years old. It was ancient. Now it's like kids are listening to Eminem that came out in 2000. That's 25 years ago. So just think about that.
So aside from the Beatles and Rhino, anything else you're excited about that's coming out?
Well, I like some of that Rhino. Well, you said beside the Rhino, but the reserve stuff could be interesting.
Reserve
Some
stuff?
interesting stuff that's coming down the pipeline that I was.
You know what I pre-ordered and I'm excited about that is a reissue, but I think it was very limited on vinyl. I think MoFi did a vinyl version, which I never got. I'm getting it tomorrow. I see it shipped. Is Lost in Space by Amy Mann.
Okay.
I love Amy Mann records, and so that's coming tomorrow. That's coming out tomorrow, I guess. So if you're into that, also 2 craft OJCs of Bill Evans tomorrow, or
Ooh.
maybe 1 tomorrow. I think 2. And basically, it's going to make the, for me at least, make the Analog Productions 45 box obsolete, because now there must be 6 or 7 of the Bill Evans records from Riverside. So.
Yeah, the Wishbone Ash. When's that coming out from Analog Productions?
Isn't it out now? I hear it's
Is it
great.
out? Yeah.
I'm not into that record, but I hear it's great.
I've heard a lot of good things about it. Matt likes the Rhino Doors releases. Beast 52's box, I see.
I didn't know they were doing B-52s.
Yeah, it's a Rhino. Rhino's doing the B-52s. They use that was one they used the metal from the last box, and I think remastered a few digitally as well that they didn't have the metal for.
So when's the Smiths box coming? The all analog?
It's not coming. So the thing about UK is that there's different, the UK and Rhino, it's a different whole department.
It's rough trade, which and also to getting Morrissey and Johnny Marr to, or them to agree.
2 of the dumbest people around, according to the judge during that whole lawsuit. Yeah. AC/DC Australian version is being repressed.
Okay.
Fresh.
300 people watching?
Is that many?
I think haven't we run this to the ground already?
Well, it's already, yeah. Well, we can go a few more.
Should I do a
hang on, there's no rumor about Rhino and Zeppelin. There's nothing because it's not happening.
Lazy Susan moment? That's Steve Jobs invented that for my iMac, for my Mac.
So one of the releases is a non-baby boomer release tomorrow, Rhino Hi-Fi.
Should we just stay on until you drop the Rhino?
Oh my God.
Reserves? Can you drop them at 12:01?
No, I'm not allowed to.
Okay.
No, you don't have to sell your Devo box set. There is going to be 2 box sets by Rhino, one in July, one later in the year. Not Led Zeppelin, Mazzy. Not the Smiths, not Joy Division.
Okay, can you tell us?
Not New Order.
Are the 2 boxes American bands or British bands or one of each?
America. They're America.
They're both American bands?
Yeah, they're.
I don't know what they are.
No.
And I don't want to try guessing because I know I don't know if you can keep a straight face.
This whole thing about does this mean Chad has the Zeppelin plates? Who cares? Yes or no if he does. Again, license. Rhino would probably do it before Chad because they can give Jimmy Page more money than Chad could.
That's true, isn't it?
Big time true.
I mean, first of all, if Led Zeppelin was going to do it, Rhino should do it, and they should do it 33. None of this 45 Chazarai.
So I told Patrick, and I mean, I think we talked about it on the show that will be on tomorrow. That send Jimmy Page the box sets of the Doors, send him the stuff, like see what he thinks of it. Get him percolating in this stuff, right? Get him moving.
So okay, what's my favorite Rhino Hi-Fi releases? My 2 favorite are the television records. I like the first one. I
like the Devo as well.
I like the Devo, and also I like Graham Parsons. Grievous Angel.
Emmylou was good too.
Yeah, Emmylou was great, but but Graham Parsons, I don't think it's getting enough love, and I just love that record, and so I love that.
In case you're joining late, Analog 33, that's has been the running joke for a long time. I mean, we know that Jimmy Page is probably not going to release the tapes to be remastered. We know he did it himself in 2016. People aren't happy with it, but yeah, so we know that. But it's nice to talk about, that's for sure. Candy O was great. I mean, the Car self-title, that's another good one as well. It's been good. I mean, yeah, the 33 versus 45. I mean, that's always an argument.
Television and Grievous Angel, both Television and Grievous Angel are the ones I play the most. I play them more than Black Sabbath. because I play that music more around here.
Yeah.
I like the Devo a lot. That's amazing. Don't sleep on the Devo. Is that still in print?
Yeah.
Devo's amazing. What else did I? Yeah, the Emmylou was good, but the Doobie Brothers is good.
It's a good album. Yeah, Grievous Angels. I mean, it's not flying out off the shelves.
Seller. Who cares? I mean, I'm not. I should say who cares. I'm not the Rhino, so they want it to sell.
Yeah.
But it's such an important record and a great record and great musically. And you know, if you like, it's kind of like if you like really good country rock, the two Burrito Brothers records, Intervention, are excellent on A&M, and that's Graham Parsons too. Those are essential records.
Well, Mazzy, 5:30 a.m. tomorrow.
Okay.
We're doing that. Watch it on my show. Okay. I'm leaving it at that. Everyone, thanks for watching.
Okay.
It's been a good show. We've got a lot of people watching today.
Thank you.
So one more time. Optimal, the Beatles box being pressed using the 2014 metal as well.
All analog.
Well, yeah, Sean McGee.
They're going to ship July 18th. They're available now in the UK and US store. If you are a subscriber to thebeatles.com, you might be able to sneak in other ways. Otherwise, tomorrow, Friday morning, I don't know what time, but everyone's going to be available.
Big day tomorrow, Friday. 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Hit the notification if you are subscribed to my channel. It'll pop up. You'll right away. Patrick shows the two right away tomorrow, right out of the gate. I made him do that, so you'll see them. Guys, everyone that was watching, thanks so much.
Bye, Steve.
Happy spinning. See you, Mazzy.
Bye.
Bye.